guys, this is S2E03 and I'm coming to you with a brand new episode of Why I Love This Card, and this week we are going over Lava Golem. Now, this card has actually seen a little bit of a resurgence in the meta in terms of a side deck card in recent games, just because it's a good out to a lot of things, if you're not playing Kaijus anyway. But Lava Golem, if you don't know what it does, you're probably pretty new to the game because it is a very old card and it's been around for a long time. But for those of you who don't know, let's read over the effect. It's a Fiend Fire type monster, level 8, 3000 attack, 2500 defense. He can't be normal summon or set, but that's not why you want to use him. It's because he can only be special summoned to your opponent's side of the field by tributing 2 monsters they control. You can't normal summon or set the turn you special summon this card, and this monster's controller takes 1000 damage during each of their standby phases. Right there, that's actually really good. It's kind of like a, what's it called? A twin twister in monster form, but it's for monsters. It's really cool, and the fact that it can possibly do damage is also pretty interesting as well. Obviously, this works really well with kaijus. In fact, it does really well for them in being the fact that it solves a problem with the fact that it helps them deal with decks that they typically have trouble with, namely Pepe, or other decks that can get out Infinity and Rafflesia out at the same time. Pretty much, it's just a good card to have if Kaijus go second, which is normally what they want anyway. But it also works really well with Kaiju, simply because it's not a Kaiju monster, so you can tribute over it with a Gamma Seal and special summon out a bigger Kaiju to run over that, and you can also destroy it with a Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, which is no big deal. So, also, mind you, if you are playing Kaijus and you're playing the field spell, not all deck variants play this. Personally, I don't, just because I think it's slow. But Kyoto Waterfront, if you're playing Lava Golem and the field spell, just be aware that if you summon this, you only get 1 counter on Waterfront because of its effect that each time a card or cards is sent from the field to the graveyard. Rather than it getting a counter for every card sent to the graveyard. So just be aware of that. Also, it's a really good out for any deck that has a mirror match with Cyber Dragon Infinity, with decks that can get out Cyber Dragon Infinity or Rafflesia out first turn. Again, namely Pepe. Just simply because, again, it gets rid of 2 big things really easily, and you can also go into Cyber Dragon Infinity yourself. So, for example, if you're playing Pepe against Pepe, and your opponent went first and made a board of Infinity and Traptrix and Rafflesia, which is not uncommon. That's usually a good first turn defensive build for the first turn. As I said, for Pepe, just because they get to negate something as well as shut down a monster, like a monster summon of some sort. So these two work pretty well together in terms of just setting up so that the first turn player gets a chance to actually attack again. Lava Golem can instantly get rid of both of these, and because of the fact that it's an inherent summon or unchainable summon, neither of these effects can go off. So Lava Golem, this is also immune to Mind Drain, which is, let me see here, if I can pull it up. Yes, right here. So this is also immune to Mind Drain, which is activate by paying 1000 life points. Effects of monsters in the hand cannot be activated. This is not an effect in hand. It's a type of summoning, so it doesn't count as an effect. It's the only way to summon it, so Mind Drain doesn't affect it. Also, this is pretty good against Cosmos. Obviously, Kaiju, because of the fact that it's very similar to Kaijus, it has another natural tendency to have a good matchup against Cosmos. If for some odd reason if you're playing Cosmos, and you have a Lava Golem and your opponent has 2 monsters on the field, that's pretty good. So and because then you can get rid of, like, for example, if they have a Destroyer and a Farm Girl out in the field, you can just tribute over them, and then they can't get their effects. Destroyer won't get his graveyard effect, and Farm Girl can't chain her effect to banish itself to special summon out something bigger. Obviously, there are some decks that you should be aware of that you should not play this card against, and that is Synchrofusionist and Burning Abyss. Now, these decks aren't really super popular, but they are seeing a lot of play. Burning Abyss is really one of the few duelist alliance decks that are actually still having some sort of relevancy at the moment, just because they can make plays like Dark Law and Vanity's Fiend very pretty easily, I would say. Like it's not uncommon to see those two cards being played with either with any Burning Abyss variant. Um, and then Synchrofusionist is just not a good. Synchrofusionist is so hard to defend against, just simply because you need to have a good first turn game uh, in order to shut them down. And there's very few cards that can really stop Synchrofusionist. Um, and Lava Golem is definitely not one of them, just simply because it's just by the time that like it comes around to your turn, Synchrofusionist has already done the dirty deed. And if Lava Golem just so happens to be the last card in your hand that they haven't ripped out, the game's not going to go well for you. Just to say, if you don't know how the deck works, check out the card guys, because they do a full tutorial on that deck. It's starting to gain some popularity. The only thing really holding it back is the complexity of the deck itself. But yeah, in general, Lava Golem is definitely pretty useful in terms of beating down some really defensive plays and really preventing some effects to go off. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this episode of Why I Love This Card. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, have a nice day.